Okay, I don't know if this is going on YouTube or not, but Munna from Mirzapur is in this movie. There's no subtitles, so we will be lost, without a doubt. But we used to do something called the subtitle game or challenge or something. I don't even know what it's called, but people keep asking for it to come back. Well, we'll get half of that back right now because we don't have any subtitles here. We're gonna try to figure this one out.
Really want to watch it?
I want to watch it because I hate Munna in Mirzapur so much. It's like so much I hate his character. I want him to die. Like, I want his character to die so bad.
Wow, okay.
What do you mean, wow, okay?
No, I mean, it's just this vitriol towards him.
How do you not share my vitriol? The way he treats women, the way he treats broads in that show and murders...
He is an awful character.
Okay, so you should want him to die.
But I'm not about to wish death on someone.
You're a weird person.
I got a funny feeling. I got a funny feeling. Yeah.
So anyway, Badnaam Gali is the name of this movie, which has 2.6 million views. It came out last year. This reaction probably won't get any views. This is just for me, because I'm so curious, because I'd like to see this actor in a different light. Because when I think about his face, I think of two things. I think of, I hate you, even though I shouldn't, because he's probably nothing like the character in real life. And I also think he looks kind of like
Carrie
Minotti, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And it's this weird phenomenon where I'm watching Mirzapur, I'm like, why do I think of Carrie Minotti? Patralekhaa and Divyenndu. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say those names. Can a womb of happiness bring disgrace to the Gali of a surrogate? Coming soon, Badnaam Gali, a Z5 original movie starring Patralekhaa and Divyenndu.
तो तू जेल जुबान बन के पूरे पिंड में क्यों घूम रहा है? अपने काम से काम रखा कर, सुनता नहीं है ना तू?
ये टेंटों में पड़ा रही हो तू, काम धंधा कुछ पता नहीं है। चुप हो जाओ, चुप हो जाओ। नहीं रहना मुझे इसके अंदर।
Looks mad here.
Yeah, I know.
मेरा handsome पुत्र। पीछे हट ही मैन, हो गया। ये ना इसके बड़े मर्द आते जाते रहते हैं। ये बंगाल है ना, पैसे वाले मर्दों को पता।
से बुआ।
क्या?
क्या? क्यों पीछे पड़ी है?
तो इसमें दिल आ गया यार।
Are you making any of this out?
मजाक कर रही हूँ, सीरियस मत ले ले।
Was she actually pregnant?
समझ नहीं आ
Yeah.
तुझे अवॉइड
Oh, I thought she was pretending.
मैं ना तेरी जैसी औरतों से ज्यादा बात नहीं कर पाऊंगा।
मुझ जैसी औरत मतलब? किया क्या है मैंने?
I understood meaning.
मैंने कल उस बंगालियन के घर में ना टीवी आते हुए देखा है। 50 इंच का टीवी है। एक लड़की बिना हस्बैंड के कैसे प्रेग्नेंट हो सकती है? तुझे पता है इसका बाप कौन है?
ना मुझे पता है, ना मुझे जानने में कोई इंटरेस्ट है।
मैं भी इंटरेस्टेड नहीं हूँ। पर ये जो जरूरतें है ना, पता नहीं क्या क्या करवाती है यार।
कुवालो।
क्यों पड़ी है इसके पीछे?
बच्चे का बाप और तेरा बॉयफ्रेंड एक ही बंदा होगा ना?
इसका बाप मेरा बॉयफ्रेंड नहीं है। बहुत डिलीवरीज करनी है।
बाहुबली है तू बाहुबली है और उसको मारता है साले। तू बस बच्चा पैदा करने पे फोकस कर।
हमारी तो गली बदनाम हो गई है।
ये मैं क्या करूं इस चीज का यार? चल उधर।
That actually looks interesting to me. It doesn't look interesting to you? You don't seem very enthusiastic. I'm actually very interested in this.
No, I think it's an interesting premise. I didn't really understand so much from it apart from
I got the
what we
emotional
read.
angle. I got the emotional angle of it though. Wait, okay, what? What did you get from what we read?
So she's a surrogate.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess.
That actually went over my head. I completely forgot about the word surrogate from the description. That was dumb on my part. What I liked about it was that he seemed like this dude who sort of stepped up to the plate to help her out.
I guess it's a conversation as well, right? Where she's having a baby, it's not her baby, or like she's gonna give it up, and then, you know, trying to have this, maybe this relationship, and he's stepping up to the plate, and like the logistics of falling in love with someone who's pregnant. Like, what about that? What about what society thinks and all of that? So there's like a whole lot of wiggle room for conflict.
One of the things I was noticing, what it seemed to me, you know, because obviously nothing is subtitled here, and nothing was in English. I caught like a word here or there, like matlab is meaning, and so.
That's not English though.
No, I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
I caught a word here or there.
Yeah.
I'm saying in Hindi, like I could translate that. Q or whatever, or
Yeah.
it was what, right? Who?
Q is why.
Why? Yeah.
Kon is who.
Some kind of question mark is what I was feeling sometimes, like, you know, he's trying to figure out something. But At one point, he's like doing push-ups, and it seemed like he was doing it to impress her.
Yeah.
Which is something I totally have done. Like, not that specifically, but you know, sometimes guys are stupid. Like, they see the girl, and their skill set goes up. Like, they start doing all kinds of gymnastics they weren't normally comfortable with. That's what happened to me. And like martial arts or exercise, you know, you see a girl walking by the gym, now you got like 5 more reps that you can do all of a sudden. You know, that kind of stuff. I totally relate to that. And he seemed like a hard ass before he got there. Like, he was sent there because he was a hard ass.
Right.
And he met this girl that completely changed his attitude, that changed his personality, that changed him for the better. And that's sort of the thing you always hope will happen when you see a character like that. You hope that I've seen that happen in real life. Like, there was a neighbor of mine who was this, what do you call it? Where someone has this money because they had a rich parent.
Oh, a trust fund
A trust
baby?
fund, yeah. He was a trust fund baby. He's part of a rock band, and we became friends, but apparently he was sort of this lazy person. And then he met this woman who's got kids. Something happened and he stepped up to the plate and he became a dad. And that other lifestyle he left behind, you know, and sometimes it just happens, like love changes you.
Yeah.
And so he fell in love with this girl and he's stepping up to the plate and he's having to deal with the consequences of dishonoring his family, I'm guessing, because his mom or grandmother or auntie doesn't like the fact that he's spending time with this girl who's having a baby out of wedlock that's not even hers. You know, there's a lot of layers there.
Yeah.
I would imagine that maybe she got paid handsomely to do this and she needed the money. I don't know. Like, and why is he slapping those people? Like, did they disrespect her? That Goodfellas moment you're always hoping for? So for those of you that don't know, there's a scene where Ray Liotta, he's got this woman he's in love with. I can't remember if they're married at this point. I think they are, but her tennis instructor gets handsy with her. He pulls up to his driveway. He sees him in the rearview mirror. He grabs his gun. I don't remember if he empties out the bullets or not, but he goes across the street and just starts pounding this guy's face. And he's like, don't you ever touch her again. And the guy never did. For some reason, I get off on moments like that in movies where you're giving it to someone who is disrespectful to the girl. I don't know why. This is some sort of like living through that like hero moment, like
Right.
vicariously kind of
Yeah.
thing. So I appreciated that. Watching this, it makes me appreciate that actor even more though, because I really hate him in Mirzapur. And here,
That's because he's doing such a good job. It's not because you hate the actor. It's
No, of course.
because you hate the character.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify that in case anyone's like, oh, why are you hating on him? It's like, no, because he's actually doing such a good job.
Yeah.
It makes it so easy for us to dislike him,
yeah, and
to hate him.
this came after Mirzapur,
Yes.
by the way. And I like him here so much more. Just in this ad. For obvious reasons, because he's not a bad guy here, right? He's a
Yeah.
bad guy in Mirzapur, so you're not supposed to like him.
But I feel like they're still kind of typecasting him in it, and obviously because he's so good at doing that, so nice job.
I know,
Gabby.
it's like, did you hear it? I was hoping you didn't hear it.
No, I wouldn't have if you didn't look at me like you just done something really guilty, Velociraptor. But
Velociraptor?
yeah, because your burps sound like a little Velociraptor.
Imitate it. I don't understand what you're talking about. I was trying to hold back, that's why. So you're saying they're typecasting him?
Yeah, I think so. Like, because he's still really good at that kind of like angry young man
Yeah,
character.
but this movie should have been called Munna Has a Heart. What? What are you saying? You had your hand up like you were gonna say
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Just that. Like, he's still angry.
But this is not as egregious as that other dude
Yes,
from...
it's just not violent.
No, it's not as egregious as the other dude for, not Kabir Singh, but Arjun Reddy. Like, there was another movie that felt like literally Arjun Reddy 2.0. Like, it just continued his
Right.
story.
Yeah.
Like, he was still the same dude. Here, Munna Has a Heart. And I think that's awesome. Like, that's very, very nice. You know, he actually gets to be with Sweetie in this particular instance.
Aw.
You know?
Well, Sweetie was pregnant, except now she's like super pregnant. Oh my god, this is Mirzapur
This is the alternate dimension of Mirzapur.
in another world.
No, an alternate dimension.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the concept. It seems like a lot of fun. This is my kind of movie. Like, I would totally watch this film. It feels like they gave away a lot, but he starts out that kind of hard character, and then someone introduces this softness into his soul, this heart into his chest, whatever. Like, I don't know how you want to explain that. They just introduces another, like, life into him.
Right.
And no pun intended there. She's pregnant. I just like that idea a lot, and maybe because I've experienced and I've seen that a lot, and it is a very easy arc to follow. You have no trouble seeing that when you're watching this kind of a film. It's probably an easy go-to, but it's still fun. And seeing how he responds to things, I feel like any person worth their salt is gonna respond the same way that he does in terms of like the disrespect that he was witnessing and whatnot, and his response to that. I genuinely wonder how he feels going from Mirzapur to this,
Yeah.
you know?
Presuming, you know, that Yeah, actually it makes sense. This is 2019. But you never know if films have been like on the shelf for a long time and if this
I would
came
imagine
before.
this came after Mirzapur for sure. They saw him in Mirzapur, they're like, oh, he'd be good for this. And they gave him, like you said, a very similar character. But what's great here is that he's not a bad guy. He's transitioning from being a thuggish individual into being a good dude. And what you're learning is at his heart, at his core, he is a good dude. That's a fun story.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So I would love to hear from anybody who's watched this movie if it's like worth the investment of time. I recognize he's a good actor and I would totally give this, you know, a watch if you guys are recommending it. It looks like fun. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Let us know your feelings in the comments below. Check out ACHARA KIRK. Don't burp. Kind of rhymes.